well-being, and we're talking to Mr. LGreenlee and Mr. Willie Sims. And of course, Mr. Sims, let's see if we can, again, big fellow, I think it was also announced, but let's see if we can then look at some of your situations, your background, and et cetera, and some of the your views in terms of this idea of youth being involved in well-being.
Well, Doc, I'm from Detroit, Michigan. Been down here since about 1999, came to go to school. And really, man, I playing on what Lonnie was saying, they don't really give us a chance to be involved in any conversation. I'm 29 now, so as I'm getting older, I feel like people let me kind of more in. They feel like I'm old enough to be in the room, but when I was 21, I had a very valid opinion based on where we was at that time, being 21, and you dealing with the problems of 21-year-olds and even younger, but you don't ever, like you say, you don't want to talk to the kids. You want to go figure it out for them, and they not hearing anything you saying because it's not making sense. And you're not providing, you say there's no answers. It's all problems, no solutions. You're not providing them any money, and it's like if you're not giving them any money, any guidance, or spending time with them, how you gonna tell them something? They're not gonna listen to you. I'm not listening to you if you're not if you just come in and take away and try to look good and sound good, but when I gotta go back down the street after school, I don't have nothing else to do. I don't see you. You're not there with me. You're not telling me anything. You're not helping me better what I'm trying to do. You're not even trying to figure out what I'm trying to do. And I think it's that generation gap that really plays hard into it, along with the economics. The economics is gonna lead to violence, crime. 85% of crime is because ain't no money. It's all in attempts to go get money. Unless you got your random crazy person. You know, I'm gonna go kill somebody just because I'm kind of crazy. But other than that, it's attempts to get something. And it's worse because they can see it. We see it all the time. We got MTV, we got all this. You see these big houses, and we want what they got on cribs. But the reality is 90% of people will never have it. So, but we still want it. So what you do when you're 14 and you in a place where you want something that you see and you don't know how to get it, you're gonna go with the fastest way that seems like you can get it, or at least potential to get it, even though it's all just a big dream in the sky. It don't matter anyway, but you don't know that as a kid. And I blame a lot of older generation. I think it's the problem of a lot of these entertainers. We show them something and then don't show them how to get it other than this dream, you know? It's other jobs outside besides rapping. But nobody tells us that. I learned a lot of stuff. I went to school, and just for the experience, I seen things. I'm like, oh, you could do that? It's somebody actually working behind these cameras who getting a check, not just us sitting right here, you know? It's actually somebody doing something else that got something to do with something else that's getting money, and we don't know that. We don't even know the options. If you ain't got no options, you just gonna go with what you see.
You know, that's sort of a sad situation in terms of, Mr. Greenlee, in terms of the education system in America. I mean, how in the world do you get out of school without understanding some of these things? Is that a real problem?
Well, let's tell the truth. You don't teach kids going up in school how to write a check. You know, you tell them about getting a job, but you don't tell them about ownership. You tell them about how much it's important to get education, but you don't provide them with the proper stuff for the education. So, and these things are only because there are certain people that's taking certain monies and put it in certain areas and not in other areas. That's how it is. This is not a big old scientific